Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be looking at another of the Mama Makes Natalie's Florals sets. So today we're going to be looking at the tulips. There is another video where I've used the daffodils, and you'll find that on my channel, which is the one you're on now, which is Julia Watts Crafts. And you will find the products I'm using today on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, for shipping to UK addresses. Right, so let's crack on. So all of the Mama Makes stamps and stencils come in a cardboard box, so nice and environmentally friendly. And this one, as you can see from the front cover, we've got a frame with the tulips in it, and there's little stars and dots around it, and there's 3 sentiments: sending cheerful thoughts, you will forever be my always, friendship is like sunshine, it keeps us warm and helps us grow. So there's 3 sentiments, and they are separate, so you can put them wherever you want to or use them on other projects. So what we're going to do is we're going to team it up with some Fairy Hugs products and also a Sentiment to Yours die. This is the Evening Field paper pad from Fairy Hugs. It's 6x6 paper pad, 24 double-sided sheets, 24 designs, 2 sheets of each, and it's 216 GSM, so it is actually a light card weight. And Evening Field has kind of fades in lots of different colours. You can see the 2 sides, so obviously if there's one colour you like better than the other, you can use that twice, or you can obviously use every design once. And they do have kind of a bit of texture going on, but it's completely flat, and it's kind of I like to describe it as semi-coated, in that it will take your inks, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't suck the inks up, so it's very forgiving when you come to actually stamp on them. So we're going to be using one of those. So I've chosen this lovely bright one, kind of an orangey red. And we're also going to add the Magical Dots stencil from Fairy Hugs as well. And we're just going to add a few dots towards the right hand side, I think, because I obviously want to keep my tulips fairly free of the dots, but it doesn't matter if some of them go on. It's going to be quite random anyway. And this is Crackling Campfire Distress ink, because I prefer to stamp on top of distress ink rather than distress oxides. So we're just going to go on with a little bit of that. So this is an orangey red, quite vibrant red. Just with one of the Studio Light blending brushes, that should do. Just a little bit of, you can just about see it in the background on the dark red, but I don't want it to be, you know, too dominant, so that's absolutely fine. Obviously that's going to clean off under the tap. Then we're going to do our stamping. I'm going into stamping platform. Now this is a brand new stamp set, I haven't used it before, so you'll see how they are right from the off. They are photopolymer stamps manufactured in the UK. And you will find on my website, you'll find the daffodils, the fritillary, the snowdrops, as well as this one, which is the tulip. I'm going to butt it up right into the corner so that if it moves, and the stamps will tend to stick a little bit to this background paper, because like I say, it's a semi kind of coated one. Right, so you'll find that the frame is quite thin where it's been cut. It's not thin, but it can move. I mean, they are quite deep photopolymer stamps, so they're going to go back into shape really easily. But the best way to do it, let me just fetch that off there. Be careful the first time you fetch it off. The best way to do it is to just let it drop. And I want to make sure that I've got some of those dots in, so let's get the dots in to begin with. Looks good to me. And you can see you can manipulate it, so if you do want a funny shaped frame, you can absolutely do that. But we're going to have it drop. The other way to do it is to fetch these stamps off and pop your cover sheet down, and then you can pop the frame on top, and then you pick it up and then remove the carrier sheet. Hope that makes sense. Makes sense to me. I think I might put my magnet in there actually. Might go in there. Or just put another one in there. And another one, because I've got 6, so I might as well use them. Okay, let's pick that up. See, that's sticking to that. Again, make sure that's pushed up into the corner. And then we're going to go for my stamping ink pad of choice, which is my Nocturne VersaFine Clair. Ink it up. You will find that the VersaFine Clairs do actually stain your stamps, but you can easily clean the ink off by just running it underneath the tap and using a soft nail brush if you're that picky. Or you can use something like the stamp cleaner from Indigo Glue. That's a good one. Easy peasy stamp cleaner. Okay, so make sure that's well inked because I've not used it before. Good press. Now these stamping paper, background papers from Fairy Hugs are very forgiving, and like I say, they don't suck up the ink immediately like a watercolour card does, sorry. And that does mean that as a stamper, quite often, even with new stamps, you can get away with just that one stamping, which is marvellous. Obviously, stamping blackboard means that if I miss a bit, I can go in again, or if I'm not happy about how dark it is. Remember, this is the first time I've used this stamp, so we'll see how it is. And that is absolutely perfect. Doing it, actually, so just go do a little bit more on there. That's good to me. Yep. Okay. Just take your time, let that ink draw into the paper. Touch that off. It's more so that I don't get such inky fingers more than anything. Remember, this is new, so it's super sticky. And before we stamp the sentiment, I want to add something else. I want to make sure I can get both things on. So we're going to be adding, I quite like adding dragonflies at the moment, and this is Vanilla from Fairy Hugs. There's Cedric, who flies in from top left to bottom right, and his wings are open. But Vanilla looks like she's coming into land, so we can have that like that. Or she could be landed already, but because we've got those kind of stars in the way, I think what we're going to do is just have her coming in to land like that. And again, we're going to stamp her with Nocturne VersaFine Clair. I am the only UK stockist of Fairy Hug stamps, so aside from when they appear on Crate and Craft in the UK, I'm the only place that you can buy them. Obviously you can buy them worldwide for worldwide shipping from Fairy Hugs themselves, but obviously you'll have, if you're in the UK or outside the US, you'll have import duties to pay and maybe tax, and in the UK Royal Mail handling charges, which is not always a nice thing to have. So that's Vanilla coming in. She's coming in quite straight, isn't she? I didn't mean to put her that straight, but again, next time you do it, you can do it at an angle. It's never going to be the same twice, and I like that. Go away. And then we're going to add a sentiment as well, and that will be our stamping all done. which one to choose? Let's see which one's going to fit nicely. I actually do like that big one, actually, Sending Cheerful Thoughts, because that's appropriate for absolutely any occasion. So that's going down here. Hopefully that's straightish. Getting a new stamp so it likes to stick. Tapping, and you will find the Versatile Clairs and all the re-inkers. I have them all now in stock on my website. It's always good to have the re-inkers because it is actually cheaper than buying a new ink pad, and you'll get lots and lots of re-inking out of that little re-inker bottle before you need to buy another re-inker or another pad, whichever you prefer. There we go. So that's all our stamping done. I'll put that away in a little while. Then we're going to add a little bit of colour, and I'm using my Sentimentally Yours watercolour blending brush pens. Now with the paper, because it's kind of semi-coated, you won't get the blend like you would have done normally on a watercolour card, but you know, it can still work. So I've chosen a couple of reds. I like to do a swatch first, so there's some that I've chosen, there's some that I haven't. So this is quite a dark red, it's on the watercolour card, and so we're going to go with the tulip near the bottom, so you won't get the blend like you would do normally, but we can have a good go at it. And then we're going to go for a lighter, sort of an orange, and that's going to blend, or hopefully merge. It does help that we've got this background paper from Evening Field, and it also means that if you do go outside the line, it's not that noticeable, so it's kind of a win-win situation. So again, we're going to go with some of the darker colour. I mean, obviously tulips don't have to be red, they can be all sorts of colours. We're dealing with this backing paper, so we're going to blend it. I kind of like tone on tone. And there are some watercolour sets still in stock on our website, but I probably won't be able to get any more once those are gone, because Phil says he's not ordering anymore. So those are they. That's the reds. Then I've got a couple of greens. I've got a darker green here, and then I've got this lighter one. So that's all we're going to kind of blend together. I did pull another couple of sets out, but because some of my original colours or sets are from 4 years ago now, so my favourite ones that were running out, so I've had to throw a couple away. Some of the colours are still going strong, but I've pulled some more out. These are nice and juicy. Let's just do, the thing with them is they have this really fine tip, so you can go down really fine stems like that. Let's turn your work, don't make it awkward for yourself. So we've got the frame round here, so I'm not going to colour that in, I'm just going to leave that as kind of separate lines. So do be careful that you don't think that that's one of your stems. That's the lighter colour. Let's go a bit with the darker colour again. This is really basic colouring in. You can use what they're called, the Prismacolor type pencils on here. I know Bonnie from the Fairy Hugs design team uses her pencils. I'm not sure if they, I think they do take alcohol markers as well, but just try on a little bit, and obviously make sure that you're using the right ink. I believe that VersaFine Clay is like a hybrid ink, so you, once it's dry you can actually use it with them, but again, give it a try. So it's just a very subtle blend. So there's our tulips, adding a bit of colour. There's the greens. And I do like to do my dragonflies in kind of blues and purple, blues and greens. So I've got these two. These are both from set 3. I can't remember where the other ones are from. I think they're from set 1 and set 4. But I'm not sure how this is going to show up, because obviously we are dealing with a red background. So this is the more the bluey colour. We'll take this kind of green colour. They might end up looking very similar because of the fact that we're on red. And we'll just keep his body the same colour as well. And I was going to add some stickles, but I haven't put them on the desk, so we won't do that now. Okay. So I've got frame. So this frame is going to go around there, like that. It is a bit far over, but I've still got some extra paper that I can use something else, which is quite nice. And this is cut using the Sentimentally Yours debossed double stitched rectangles, and they have, as you can see from my frame, I've got stitch detail, like dot dash stitch detail on the inside and the outside. So we're going to pop this around. So obviously I'm making a kind of a card, well, card front, but this popping a frame round means you're actually framing a piece of art, really. So you could pop it on the wall if you wanted to, because it's quite a positive kind of vibe with the sentiment. Let's see if we can get that kind of even. Getting things straight around a camera is very difficult. Just about grabbed it. You can see the other colour that's on the back, which is quite a nice deep blue. And we're just going to cut in at an angle carefully around here. Careful not to cut into your frame. And I can use that strip for something else. And we're going to pop this onto a piece of black card. Really easy, really simple. And you could have a stash of these in your card box for when you might need them. Just using some of my Sentimentally Yours PVA. Do be careful, because VersaFine Clay takes a while to dry, and so if you're hit the camera, sorry. If you'll make sure that you press your image down so that it's adhered to that black card, but don't use your fingers just in case you smudge the ink. Then we're going to pop that onto another piece of white card with some more foam tape. Did I get one out? I need to get one out, sorry. I don't think it's not one of my videos unless I bash the camera, and that was a really epic bash then, wasn't it? What am I like? It's always a good idea to pop some tape on your frame, because then it's kind of properly framed and it's risen above your background. But obviously foam tape on this layer is completely optional, and it's also better to put your foam tape on after you've got your frame on the back here, so that you can really give the image a good press. This is woodware foam tape. This is 2mm, which is the same size that I used on the frame itself. And we'll just pop that down. So the white card is pure white from Sentimentally Yours, and the black is the ebony. Okay, so there we are. We're all finished. I'll hold that up so you can see it close too. The pen is still drying, so it's probably better to leave it until putting it together until it's dry. But I would add a little bit of stickles to the dragonfly as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Do check out my other videos on my YouTube channel, and as I said, the products are available on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and just need to say thank you for watching.